Teamsters for a Democratic Union is the longest-running grassroots movement in U.S. labor history. For 50 years, TDU has brought Teamsters together to build worker power from the bottom up. In the mid-1970s, many Teamsters felt shut out of their own union. Contracts were negotiated behind closed doors. Top leaders made outrageous salaries. Corruption flourished.
They don't think like us, they don't live like us, they don't act like us, they don't care about the working Teamster anymore.
Out of this frustration, a group of truck drivers and dock workers formed Teamsters for a Decent Contract in 1975. When the freight contract fight ended, the movement didn't disappear, it grew. In 1976, activists launched Teamsters for a Democratic Union to organize for democracy and rank-and-file power.
TDU was founded in 1976. We wanted to rebuild it from within as a rank-and-file union that believed in solidarity, that was fighting for the members.
The resistance was fierce. Union leaders branded us as outsiders. Reformers were threatened, disciplined, even expelled from locals. In cities where organized crime had influence, the risk could be physical.
There was this old guard that was trying to rip the union apart and run it by the absolute worst mobbed up officials that we had.
Threats, we're gonna kill you, don't be caught alone, etc. and so on. Everything you can imagine that could be said, got said.
Yet TDU endured because our cause resonated.
If you're too damn scared to have an ethical practices committee, then my God, you must be up to something.
We shined a light on bloated officer salaries, fought contract concessions, and demanded one simple principle: one member, one vote.
The TDU proposed direct election of union officers by the rank and file. Under existing union rules, convention delegates elect the president, and many of them are appointed, not elected.
TDU members delivered 100,000 petitions to the 1986 Teamster Convention. Top officials shut us down, but our support grew among the members. In 1988, U.S. Attorney Rudy Giuliani filed suit in federal court under the Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organizations Act and called for a government trusteeship over the union.
That organized crime has deprived union members of their rights through a pattern of racketeering that includes a campaign of fear, bribes, extortion and theft, and misuse of union funds.
TDU opposed a trusteeship under the slogan, "No mob control, no government control. Teamsters want the right to vote."
No mob control, no government control. Give the power to the rank and file.
Our program was called the Rank and File Bill of Rights, and 15 years later, we had won all the way up. Reducing the salaries, getting majority rule on the contracts.
In order for our union to be an effective fighting machine for working people, we needed to change the power structure. We needed to give the rank and file members the power, and that was the one member, one vote.
A new way for a new day, Brother Ron Carey.
At the 1989 TDU convention, members debated and voted to endorse Local 804 leader Ron Carey for Teamster president. Carey was not a TDU member, but a proven militant who stood up to employers.
Putting an end to the corruption. We've got to do that in order to survive in the 1990s.
For 2 years, Carey crisscrossed the country, meeting Teamsters. TDU members were often the backbone of the campaign, the ground troops making it happen. In 1991, the Ron Carey members' first slate swept the election. It was a new day for Teamsters. After his election, Carey slashed his pay, sold the union's luxury jets, and eliminated multiple pensions for IBT officials. For TDU, the coalition with Ron Carey opened the doors to do what we do best: get members involved. TDU members held educational workshops, ran for local union office, and helped lead contract campaigns. They developed experience with organizing, contract negotiations, and leading locals.
It's been the most dramatic confrontation between industry and organized labor in 2 decades, but tonight the Teamsters are voting on a new contract.
The 1997 UPS strike proved what militant leadership and a mobilized rank and file could achieve.
Corporate America has decided that there should be more part-time jobs, and they can take the profits to the top.
Everybody has to stand together
to be together as one, and that's how you take on corporate America.
TDU members helped coordinate a year-long contract campaign, culminating in a 16-day strike. Our slogan, "Part-Time America Won't Work," won overwhelming popular support. Teamsters won the labor movement's biggest victory in a quarter century.
And the fact that these pilots and these auto workers and other people have come together, just plain ordinary people, to stand here sends a message about what kind of America do we want in the next century.
I think it's simplistic, but definitely. There was a civil war.
Less than 100 days later, Carey was barred from running again for Teamster president because of a fundraising scandal engineered by his campaign manager.
Hoffa and the people around him really tried to demonize Carey, this horrible period.
Ron Carey's a disgrace. Is there any discussion?
But it was a period that altered the Teamsters for the better, and permanently. Hoffa couldn't roll it all back.
In 1999, James Hoffa Jr. became Teamster president under the slogan, "The Hoffa name means power." Working Teamsters suffered contract givebacks, pension cuts, and a resurgence of union corruption. TDU didn't give up, and we didn't give in.
Don't worry, democracy will happen in this union. The bones are there.
And I urge you not to be afraid to stand up for what you believe in.
What this will prevent is the use of political personal representatives to come in and tromp on local officers and the members.
We built grassroots campaigns to fight pension cuts, rallied members against givebacks, and developed new rank-and-file leaders. TDU exposed Hoffa's support of pension cut legislation and helped Teamsters organize a network of grassroots committees and a national demonstration in Washington, D.C. The Butch-Lewis Act, named after a TDU leader, saved the pensions of over 1 million workers, an $86 billion victory. At UPS, members built a national Vote No movement against contract givebacks in 2013. TDU's efforts paid off. Opposing concessions and mobilizing to take on employers laid the foundation for a new coalition to defeat Hoffa and turn our union around. Teamsters United.
By 2016, the time was ripe for a new coalition called Teamsters United.
Teamsters United was born as a coalition between TDU and local union officers who wanted change. TDU organized members who participated in Vote No campaigns against givebacks into the Teamsters United campaign. In the 2016 Teamster election, over 93% of Teamster officials backed Hoffa, but 49% of members voted for Teamsters United. Sean O'Brien and Fred Zuckerman looked to bridge the divide and announced they would run together in the 2021 Teamster election. TDU focused on organizing at the bottom, winning local union elections and fighting new givebacks at UPS. In 2018, the majority of UPS Teamsters voted to reject a concessionary deal. Hoffa imposed the contract, sealing his fate. Teamsters voted for new leadership and a new direction in 2021. The change at the top created new openings for organizing at the bottom. The 2023 UPS contract campaign used bottom-up tactics for mobilizing members, from contract unity pledges to parking lot rallies to practice picketing, and ended a generation of contract givebacks under Hoffa.
We're here to raise the standards of all workers because the thing they fear most is unity.
More Teamsters are striking and winning. Strike benefits start the first day of a strike thanks to a reform we fought for in the Teamster Constitution. Strong contract language means Teamsters can strike a company at one location, extend the picket lines across the country, and disrupt company operations to win a fair contract. TDU has long championed this tactic, and it is being used aggressively by new Teamster leadership to win contracts and organize the unorganized. 50 years ago, a group of Teamsters formed TDU to build union power by opening up our union to member participation.
Then we should go from this convention by electing all of our officers to that international union and giving our 2.3 million members a chance to vote, and never mind just a select few.
Even when we were taking on thugs and organized crime, TDU never thought the main problem in our union was a few bad leaders. It was not enough leaders. Developing and networking Teamsters to build rank-and-file power. That's TDU history, our mission, and the secret to our outsized impact. When we started, TDU was a ragtag group with little experience or track record. Today, TDU members lead local unions, contract campaigns, organizing drives, and strikes.
When we fight, we win!
Over 10,000 Teamsters participate in our trainings and strategy meetings every year, and our campaigns reach tens of thousands of members. Inequality and corporate greed are on the rise. The 1% want to pit us against each other. TDU stands for unity and solidarity against division and inequality.
Never felt like a Teamster in my whole career until I found TDU.
It's about building a movement that's about solidarity. It's about empowering ordinary people to become extraordinary people.
We stand for rank and file power, and we're not done yet.